Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated process, but in this video, we'll quickly explain eviction laws in Nebraska and how to recover your property in 5 simple steps. First, what's an eviction? Eviction is the process of legally removing a tenant. It's illegal for a landlord to change locks or physically remove a tenant themselves. So, if the renter refuses to leave after violating their lease, you must seek an eviction from the court. The process for simply terminating a lease differs from that of an eviction. Lease terminations require proper notice from the landlord or tenant, and state conditions can be found on our website. Legal reasons for eviction in Nebraska. A landlord only has grounds to evict a tenant for reasons allowable in the state. The first step in the eviction process is to give the lessee one of the following notices. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, you can serve them a 7-day notice to pay or quit. This gives them 7 days to pay the rent in full, along with any penalties, or vacate the property. Non-compliance. If your tenant violates their rental agreement, this 14-day notice to comply or quit gives them 14 days to either abide by the lease or vacate the property. If they don't fix the breach within 14 days, they must vacate within 30 days. If the tenant commits the same violation within 6 months, you can cancel their lease and give them 14 days to move out without an option to cure. Rent grace period. In Nebraska, there is no rent grace period. Rent is due on the due date. An eviction notice can be served if the rent is only 1 day late. 5 steps to legally evicting a tenant in Nebraska. Serve the notice to quit. Choose the form you need and download or fill it out on eForms.com. Post it on the tenant's door and also send it via certified mail with a return receipt requested via USPS. If the breach is curable, you must wait for the specified number of days to give the tenant a chance to fix the problem. File eviction papers with the court. If the tenant hasn't mitigated the issue and remains on the property, or if the breach is incurable, you can proceed to court. You'll need to file a complaint and summons. Serve the paperwork. After the filing, the landlord will need to serve the tenant the information about the case filed against them. You can request your local sheriff's office to serve the complaint and summons. Attend the hearing. The court will set a hearing date, which will be described in the summons. If the tenant doesn't respond or attend, or if the judge rules in your favor, a judgment will likely be issued that orders the tenant to vacate. Removing the tenant. If the tenant is ordered by the court to leave and they don't vacate, you may obtain a writ of possession, which will allow your local sheriff's department to remove the tenant and their possessions. Damages. Often the tenant's security deposit doesn't cover total losses. If damages are not awarded at the hearing, you may be able to recover past due rent and court fees through small claims court. Now you can get eviction proceedings started. Get eviction forms, court documents, and all other information you'll need at the link below for free.